Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Steven from Familia Inc. This is part two of renovating 5-apartment building. As you saw in my first video, we are working on it's an 11-apartment building, but 5 apartments out of the 11, forget about it, are in shambles. And unfortunately, the city is not letting them rent those apartments out into I don't know how many things. There's like a bunch of things in those apartments, and each apartment that needs to be taken care of before they could be rented out. So now here, this particular video is, like I stated in my first video, I'm going to be shooting videos on just about every project that anybody who owns a home or deals with that particular thing is going to come across. As you see in this video here, this is a furnace, and may I add, this furnace is like 4 times the size of the one that I have in my house. I have a 3-bedroom home, and my furnace is something little, okay? But you think about it, this gigantic apparatus here has got to heat 11 apartments, so you could see why it's supersized or whatsoever. So now this video is good for anybody who has a gas furnace. You're going to come across that one day when you unfortunately you're not getting heat in your home. There's a couple of things. Normally, let's say hypothetically tomorrow heat stops going into your house. So the first thing you do is you check your thermostat. Unfortunately, if you're not handy, this is not going to be for you. But if you could, if you know how to use a screwdriver and some tools, I'm sure anybody can do this. So you would unscrew your thermostat, and what we're talking about doing is jumping your thermostats. You have 2 wires. Should be only 2 wires. Some may come with a 3rd wire whatsoever, but you disconnect your thermostat, you jump the thermostat, which is twisting them together, and then within 15-20 minutes, if you have heat, right there you found your problem, your thermostat went bad. Go to Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, and buy yourself a new thermostat, you're good to go. Now, if the heat is still not coming up, then the next thing now, you got to troubleshoot. The next thing now is going backwards. You put your thermostat back on, and then the next thing you're going to do is come over here. Well, things are going to look different in your home because, again, I say this is pretty much for a bunch of apartments here, but I troubleshooted, and I found the problem was these right here. Let me show you here. This right here is called a circulator pump. This pump, as with gas furnaces, what that furnace is doing is heating up water, and then this particular item here, the circulator pump, is shooting the water up to your home, throughout the pipes in your home or whatsoever, and that's how you get your heat, through the radiators or whatsoever. Well, now these pumps do go bad, okay? And that's this one here. Apparently, apartment 6 of this building, somebody took the pump and put it on another apartment or whatsoever. Like, what's that phrase? Peter stealing from Paul, or Paul stealing from whoever. Anyway, I found the problem why that particular apartment, no heat was coming in there is because the pump is missing. So I went over to Home Depot. Now, mind you, I don't know, I think it was $83 or whatsoever. This is the pump here. I just bought it from Home Depot. Like I said, it's $83, okay? First off, let me go back over here. First off, you got to make sure the flanges where you're going to bolt the pump to, the surfaces are clean. As anybody with a gas furnace knows, every so often, every week, or no, not every week, I should say every 2 to 3 weeks, technically you're supposed to drain the rust out of your furnace. I do it every 3 weeks, okay? Inside your furnace, your pipes and all that rust builds up. So, technically, it's just amazing that there are people out there that didn't even know, they haven't done it. But anyway, as you see on these two flanges, right here is where the pump is going to go. You get yourself a wire brush or whatsoever, and that's what I did. Okay? You get that crust or whatever you want to call it. So this way, that pump sits in there nice and snug, and you get a nice seal. Let's say the pump where it connects to these two flanges over here. It has like a lip or whatsoever, and then it comes with rubber washers, if you want to call it, and that's going to give you your tight seal. But anyway, this was built up over here with all kind of crud, and I've been rubbing at this now for an hour. That's how bad this stuff was. But let's see. It's nice and smooth, but it's got some, a little bit of surface there that I guess no matter how much you could, no matter how much you scrub here, it's not going to get any smoother, but you do your best. You want both these flanges to be nice and smooth, so this way you get a nice fit. Hang on now, let me hold this here. You want to get a nice seal, so this way water ain't leaking. Now, let's go back over here and get that pump. Hold on. So now, mind you, again, like I said before, the job of that circulator pump is to shoot the water from the furnace. After the water is heated up by the furnace, the pump shoots it up to your home, okay? Throughout your home, you have your pipes that goes to each individual radiator that you may have in your home. So that pump is very important, okay? So let me get this pump here. The arrow is facing down. Okay, so now you want to come back over here and I'm going to put the phone down for a second so I can use my other hand. So you're going to probably see something here that has nothing to do with the furnace until I get this set up over here. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. This is going to be tricky here. Okay. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to have to put the pump on backwards. Okay, so unfortunately, the way I have to set up the pump to those flanges, as you can see on this pump, there's a box here that I lost one of those rubber flanges here. One of the rubber washers. Oh, there it goes. That's how these little rubber washers are truly important, because that's what gives you your watertight seal. But anyway, unfortunately, I'm going to have to turn this video off and go back to my truck and get some more tools, because I have to connect the power to the pump before I bolt it on, because the way this pump gets bolted on, this piece right here, it comes off, the cover comes off, and there's some electrical connectors that you got to connect the wires to the power. And unfortunately, this is the way I wanted to put it. Oh, this is the way I wanted to put it on over there, but this motor, the pump here, is hitting the next circulator pump that's next to it. So unfortunately, I have to turn it backwards so it sits in nice. But once I do that, I won't be able to do my connection here. So I'm gonna have to run back up to my truck to get a Phillips screwdriver. So the ideal now is to do the connection first, because I was gonna bolt the pump on first and then do my connections. But the way it's got to get bolted on, I'm gonna have to do the connection first, and then bolt it on. So unfortunately, I got to shut this video off, and we'll get back to you. There'll be a part 3 now. All right, so I'll see you guys in a few.